Breakthroughs in the area of genetics have revolutionized the criminal justice system since the mid-1980s. Of all the evidence left during a crime, nothing is tougher to refute than DNA. Every cell in the human body contains DNA that carries genetic information. A single strand of it looks like a twisted ladder held together by chemical rungs. The sequence of the rungs is unique for each person, except for identical twins. Since people at the scene of a crime usually leave behind some of their cells, forensic scientists can gather DNA evidence. They remove DNA from the cells and, through a complex laboratory procedure, make key segments of it visible on X-ray film. Showing up as black bands, the film reveals the chemical patterns of the person's unique DNA structure. The patterns may link a suspect to the crime or exclude that suspect altogether. The DNA on the left was found at a crime scene, while the sample on the right was taken from a suspect. If the two match and the evidence is intact, the chance of error is remote. This method helps investigators to go back in time. Take the case of Dr. Sam Shepard.
All of Cleveland awaits an answer to the question, who murdered Marilyn Shepard?
In 1954, he was accused of murdering his wife and imprisoned for 10 years. But his son remained convinced of his father's innocence. Science stepped in years later to reinvestigate the case. Forensic experts analyzed blood from the crime scene and found that the DNA did not match Sam Shepard's or his wife's DNA. This evidence indicates that someone else was at the scene of the crime and casts grave doubt on Sam Shepard's guilty conviction. As his attorney, F. Lee Bailey, can attest, DNA evidence is powerful enough to reopen and solve old cases.
DNA evidence properly handled, tests properly conducted, is extremely reliable. The odds are astronomical that it was or was not this person. So it is a definitive way of excluding people, and that has been its principal benefit.
The FBI considers DNA its most powerful tool. It is now standard procedure for detectives to scrape items at a crime scene to gather this evidence. Samples are stored in CODIS, a computer database, and matched against thousands of others in the system. As remarkably accurate as DNA analysis seems, the possibility of human error still exists. Because the evidence is easily contaminated, investigators and scientists must use extreme care when handling the samples.